The Tax Writing Committee in the House is currently marking up their bill just as the Senate is getting ready to release their own bill following the House markup. Although the Washington Post is reporting that there may be some significant differences between the bills. Here now is Republican Congressman Tom Rice from South Carolina. He is on the House Ways and Means Committee. Thank you for joining us, sir. What do you think of these reports that there's some big differences? Are they true?
Thank you, Melissa, for having me. I haven't seen the Senate's
But you
proposal.
must be hearing buzz.
We're in the middle of markup, so we've been in day-long meetings for the last two. This is the third day, and probably tomorrow the fourth day. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to review the news, but we're very excited about our plan. We think, I've been listening to your pre-show here while I've been waiting for the interview, and all the optimism driving the stock market. I think we're going to get this plan passed, and it'll continue to grow our economy and continue to build optimism.
So a lot of the comments I've been hearing today is that people think, both in the know and people that are watching from the sidelines, that the final bill that gets through isn't going to look very much like what you are working on right now. What would you say to those people?
I would say they're wrong. I would say that, there may be some change. I'm sure there'll be some changes around the edges, but I think the basic tenets will stay the same. Reducing business rates and stimulating our economy through allowing businesses to write off their capital improvements, putting more money in the pockets of middle-class Americans. I think all those basic legs will be there, and I think that will grow our economy. We just got out of 8 years of the Obama administration. In 8 years, we did not have 1 year where we got to 3% GDP growth.
No, I know you're preaching in the choir here, because we're an economic show, so we definitely understand that and look forward to more growth.
Donald Trump's been in for 9 months, and we've already had 2 quarters of 3% plus. If we get this tax return plan done, it'll be 3.5 plus.
Yeah,
and that'll create millions more jobs. That'll put thousands more dollars in the pockets of the average American family, and you'll see our economy skyrocket.
What is one thing that you would give away to the Democrats to get more on board, or to make sure that you got to those votes? There's a lot of criticism, accurate or not, that this is a tax break for the rich, for Donald Trump's friends, President Trump's friends. What is the first thing that you think that you'd be willing to put on the table to maybe get some Democrats on board? Would it have to do with that estate tax, the death tax, maybe?
I'm very proud of the plan that we've put out there in terms of two objectives I had. The first was stimulating the economy, and I think every economist that's looked at it that we've talked to says, they vary in the amounts, but they all say it'll stimulate the economy. And second, the distribution of the tax benefits. That wasn't my primary goal, because I think that's small potatoes. I think the big thing is the economic benefit that'll come to the American family. But, the Democrats have been very focused on the distribution of income, of the tax benefits among all the income strata. And, the Tax Foundation, the Washington Post, the Joint Committee on Taxation have all very clearly said that all levels of income of American families will benefit from this. So the amendments the Democrats are offering in the Ways and Means Committee are mainly very targeted and specific things.
Like
They're
what?
Not really, they wanted money for a first-time home buyer.
Would you agree to that?
I think the best thing we can do for first-time home buyers is repeal Dodd-Frank, or take a lot of these regulations off the community banks that prevent people from getting loans. I think that's what's holding people out of the housing market, not that they need a first-time tax credit. In fact, I pointed out in the committee, here you put all these regulations on banks that prevent people from getting loans, and then you want to pay $8,000 to help people get you around the regulations that you yourself put in place. Now, I think the best thing we can do for the consumer is to get our economy moving, stimulate our economy, create opportunity, and not entitlement. I think the American people are realizing that they'll never get anywhere with entitlement. If they rely on the government to take care of them, they'll always live in poverty.
Congressman Rice, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Melissa.